So this is cold brew, and like I've said before, many people have ways to make it, and here's ours. So you can buy these 20 quid. It's called a Hario coffee pot, and what I like about it is that, let's put that down there. So made for your fridge. That's the pot's parts. And this is your filter, which has a screw-off base. Delighted with your support, Gar. Delighted with your support. So screw-off base here, so you can clean it later. Here you go. So that just pops off. That's nice and handy. Put that in there. Keep your lid. And the recipe for this is always the same. So this takes 600 grams of water, or 600 mils. So for that, we're using 6 grams for every 100. So I'm going to use 36 grams of coffee. Now, what coffee am I going to use? I don't know. I was going to use Nordic, or one of the lighter coffees. So something like a washed coffee would be really nice in this, I think. Or something that's really fruity. So either go washed from South Americas, or go down to Ethiopia and get Guji, or any of the Africas, Kenya, Tefera Kibeti. So they would be delicious in this. But somebody asked me during the week, they had so much of one coffee left over and so much of another. So here's what you can also do, right? Just take a couple of bags of coffee. I need 36 grams, so I'm going to take half it in Honduras. I'm going to throw in some Kenya. 25. And I'm going to throw in some Guji. Right, 36 grams. So now what I have is a blend. Let's see. Each one of these is a single origin. So you hear a lot of countries or coffee shops or maybe roasters talking about single origin coffee. So single origin means typically from one country, but more importantly might be from one location or one farm or one field. And if you're getting to one field, that's a micro lot. So some of the coffees we buy are micro lots. Some of the coffees we buy are from a particular farmer or particular crop that he has had and that he has sown. And all of our crops get identified. And if you look at when you get something like our brew card up here, if you want to know more about the coffee farms, you can find out all the information by going all the way into our website, and you'll see what crop it is, who the farmer is, how many smallholders there might be in that particular area if it's a small co-op. So individually, all of these are called single origin coffees. Collectively, that's a blend. So just like whiskey, where you might have a single malt or a blend of coffee. So I have 36 grams here, going to go with 600 grams of water in this. No need to preheat anything because, well, the boiler, because this is going to be a cold brew. So I'm just going to grind this really coarse. So if you're getting coffee for French press, you could use your French press grind. So we had a couple of these grinders sell during the week. This one, the Virtuoso, is under 300, so it's 279. There's another version which is really good just for filter. This smells so good. Which is about 189 quid if you want to buy those. And these, yeah, these are 20 quid online. So, very coarse. I wonder if you can see that. You should be able to see that actually. So really coarse. We're going to infuse this for 8 hours. And I'm just going to throw it down the neck here. Now, once I've got that ready, onto my scales, set the scales to 0. To help develop the fruit and to bring out, morning Charlotte, to help develop the fruit and bring out the flavour, I'm going to put the first 100 mils of water in with hot water, okay? You don't have to do this, but I like doing this. I feel it gives a lot more fruit to the coffee and really brings out the flavour, and it's like a pre-infusion. So that's 100. Just going to let the coffee open up, make it welcome all the other flavours. Just a little pre-infusion there, and then I'm going to take the rest of my water, so another 500 grams of water, and just pour that in. There's not much for you to see here, all I'm doing is pouring water, but you get the idea. So pour that in. I use my scales all the time, so I bring it up to the top. It takes 600. And of course you can use this from your V60 because this also takes 600. There we go. That's it. Bar spoon, which I always like to have. A little bit of agitation. Make sure there's nothing stuck in the corners. Into the fridge. Here's one I prepared earlier, right? So I made this last night. If you watch my stories, I put this to bed at midnight and I took it out there at about 8 o'clock, maybe 8:15. So this has been in for 8 hours. Cold brew, similar mix of beans, and now the question is, what can you do with it? So once you've made your cold brew, how are you going to drink it? So the most simplest way that we normally run it is as a lemonade. So I'm going to show you both. I'm going to show you a lemonade, which is very simple. You're just going to take a glass and put it in there. Oh, I need some ice. 1 second now. So you're going to need some ice, and you're going to need some sugar syrup. So this sugar syrup is equal parts of sugar and water. You can either make it with brown sugar or white sugar. You bring it up to the boil, stir it in, and that's it. Very simple to make sugar syrup. So 50 grams of sugar, 50 grams of water, that's your sugar syrup. You can put that in here. So I'll just fill this with my cold brew. You could put a dash of sugar syrup. If you want to measure it, you could get a little half measure of sugar syrup in there. Wedge of lime or lemon, whatever you have. Squeeze that in on top. Run it around. Nice and tart. There's your drink. So that's your cold brew. Really beautiful, really nice, sunny day. And if you're anything like me these days and you're feeling compassionate for the world, and every evening you're having a glass of wine, this might be a really good alternative. It's actually really tasty. Okay, so that's one. Oh, that's so good. I might have another. That's one. The other alternative, let's see if I can get these for you if you want to buy them, but these are about 200 quid. It's called a nitro. What you do is unscrew this, put in, there's a line here that you fill up to 1 litre maximum. And it's a bit like a creamer. So you Oh, lemon is on my lips. It's actually lovely. So take one of these guys then. So it's just, this is your charger, your nitro. Look at nitro chargers. And gonna put the lid back on here first. Nice and tight. Charger goes into here. Okay, so this is your charging handle. Charger gets put into here. As soon as you turn it in, it whizzes in, adds all the nitrogen in to this. Do you hear that? So that's now charged. Then give it a shake. It's going everywhere. And pour. So this is how we were serving them. Go easy. This is how we were serving them in the roastery. And these are fantastic. Oh, just out of, look at that. I ran out of water. Ran out of juice. What a mess. That's live TV for you, right? I'll tidy all that up. But this is delicious. It's like a pint of Guinness. It's ice cold. Ice cold, beautiful frothy head on it. Charging up, look at that. And that's going to settle. Just like a Guinness. And now I'm disappointed because I've no more cold brew to make my lemonade. This was really nice. This is really refreshing. It's really good. So, don't make a mess like me. So the nitro thing is about, I think they're about 200 quid, and the charging pack of nitrogen cartridges is about 20 quid. So they're really good. So just look at that. This is fantastic. It just looks like a pint of Guinness. Oh, you don't have the lights there, but you get the idea. It's really nice. So rich and creamy. It's going to settle just like a pint to the head on that, for those of you who like that. So that's an overnight brew. Now, once you've made this, okay, so we'll let this settle. Leave my lemonade there and I'll show you that when it's finished. Once you've made this and it's been sitting for 8 hours, all you do, see if I can show you this. Turn around this way. All you do is lift out your filter. And you can pour directly from this, but what I would like to do is actually use one of these paper filters first. Now you don't have to do this. This is probably, you know, just next level stuff if you want to. But I think if you were to do it this way and pour through the filter, because what will happen here is you'll have a lot of sediment is going to build up at the bottom of this. So you'll have all this sediment down here, and you don't really want that, you know, that ending up in your cup. So pour through your V60. You can just stand it onto, you know, back onto your cup, your glass. Let's see if I can get rid of that water. So back onto your V60, and then just run it through once. Just run it through your paper filter. Run it through, and that'll get rid of any sediment in the bottom. So that's great. So there's your nitro. Really nice. Now this actually has that tartiness, like kind of Guinness, but it's zero alcohol, obviously. Morning, Paul. You guys have a little chat there. And that's my lemonade. That's it, guys. It's really simple. Cold brew. It's really cool. I think this is the best for summer days. Morning, Thomas. There we go. Any questions, guys? Hit me up. This is really, really tasty. A little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of sugar syrup, and the cold brew. Stir it in. It's a delicious drink. Really good. That's it, guys. Hope you have a great day. Yeah, it's amazing. It's super. Really good. This is great as well. These sell a lot in the shop. It's like a pint. It's really cool. Yeah, they sell a lot in the shop. So one of the questions during the week was like, could I mix coffees together? Well, of course you can. That's what a blend is. Why would you not do that? I guess because maybe the coffees have been processed differently. That's all. So they could be natural coffees versus washed coffees, and they won't brew at the same time. That's just the way they work. Because the beans have different density. But you know. I always think it's worth playing around with and having some fun with. There's loads of different flavours that you can release at different times in the coffee. And sometimes if you're brewing, you know, the blackcurrant notes of Kenya with the chocolate notes of Honduras, that's going to be really tasty. So why not? Have a bit of fun. And next time you're buying some coffees, get a selection, get a couple. You'd always get a couple of samples anyway. So, you know, for 29 quid, you can have a mini selection box and you'll get 4 copies by the time you're out of it. Morning Trish, just missed the whole thing. So that's the cold brew, guys. I'm gonna go and do some work today. We're opening tomorrow, and for the rest of the week we're serving coffee to go with all social distancing measures in place from 10 o'clock. Good morning, SCA. So tomorrow we're opening at 10 a.m. We are going to trade until Saturday, then we're taking Sunday, Monday off. We're building the artisan shop, so that's we've stock arriving for that next week, and we've shelves arriving for that next week, and so on and so forth. So we're building the shop next week, and we've staff in to do that, and then the following week I'm going to open the artisan shop, which is after the bank holiday, after the... You can buy bags of coffee too, yes. And so after the I suppose the May the 5th deadline, we don't know what's going to happen after that. So we just know now that this is the normal. So we've no idea what's going to happen after the 5th of May, but we're going to drive on anyway, offer coffee to go and offer food, retail, condiments, and meats, cheeses, relishes, loads of stuff coming over the next week. Yellowfin tuna, we've got great meats and great cheeses, so it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So I'm really excited that we're kind of moving in a direction where we can actually open and trade, and of course you can call and collect coffee that you've ordered online if you still want to do that, or you can order online and we'll deliver still. There will be restrictions in terms of our capacity because we're only doing coffee to go now, and there'll be no sit-in, but that's the way it's got to be. So have a great day, guys.